we're already starting off on a wrong foot.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I know Chad doesn't want to chime in, but I can see Erickson going, is this really what I popped into?
Yeah, no, which is
Hi guys, I just got here.
This is pregame talk.
What are we talking about?
No, we're good. We're on. We're going. It's
your
live, baby. We're doing it live.
We're not talking about your haircut.
Looks pretty good, right?
You do get haircuts.
Did you go to the
I get Mexican haircuts.
gal?
It's the best haircut there is.
Yeah, they hot towel your neck, right?
Yep, and they don't talk to you at all because I don't speak Spanish, so it's perfect.
And I found one down here going towards Sierra Vista or towards Chad, the back way. They do a straight razor on my neck.
Did a little of that too.
Yeah.
Well, and you really feel it when they put that
up around here with
barbasol on there. Oh yeah.
Get it right in here, nice and tight.
You like the music selection?
What's that?
Happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's like when you know those shows about the black barber shops. You throw yourself into the culture, and the Mexican ones they really don't bother you. What's the deal? How come you
don't throw yourself into the culture? You just walk in wanting your haircut.
But there's usually a taco place nearby.
It's Texas.
There's a taco place nearby everything in Texas, Andy.
I know, so I'm not wrong.
I threw myself into the culture.
You have a nice lunch, and then you sit in a chair, and you get a hot towel, which is part of their presentation. And I don't know that they do that in black barber shops, but
they probably do.
Well, they should. Everybody should. And I've never been in a white barber shop, so I really can't compare. I went to the beauty shop.
Yeah, me too. Growing up, I always went to a lady.
When I was done playing in the band and I was back home taking care of my dad for a couple of years, I got to the point to where, I had long hair, and I got to the point where I'm like, just woke up that morning and just said, fuck it. And I went to a place that has the barber pole out front. And it was two old white guys, one guy always sitting in the chair, not cutting hair. And I walk in there and I sit down and just completely stone-faced and unfazed. He's like, all right, what are we doing, partner? And I go, cut it off. He didn't say, are you sure? He just started fucking cutting, and it all went. I went home and it took like 4 hours for my mom to realize I'd cut my hair. This short.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, that probably made his day, getting to cut a hippie.
It probably didn't even faze him.
No,
not from my standpoint. He didn't even blink.
Yeah.
But what does he care? It probably is worse because he has to sweep up after me.
There's an extra upcharge on the bill.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to charge you an extra 50 cents.
Yeah, the broom fee.
Broomware.
Shave my head, but I know I'll look like Uncle Fester, so that's my only motivation to work out right now, is so that I can shave my head. So that
yeah, shaving your head's risky.
Yeah,
because it works for some, but when it doesn't work all the way.
Well, shaving your head is different than losing your hair completely, because then you're forced.
Right. Well, when I was in the army, I used to shave it with a razor, bald. But
wow,
I didn't look like this. So that's a big difference. I will definitely look like Uncle Fester if I did it now, all fucking slump-shouldered, fucking head.
You get the robe.
Used to wear black.
No.
Nobody wants to age into Fester.
Yeah, we could do a on-brand Addams Family haunted house.
Nobody wants to play Uncle Fester at the haunted house.
At least you already got it.
Yeah, but that's just shameful. That's nobody feels good about themselves the next day.
Yeah, Gomez is way cooler.
Gomez is one of the coolest characters in television.
Well,
the John Astin version. John Astin was the best Gomez. It's not even up for debate.
We've talked about this, of course.
Yeah.
But he also gets to tango with Morticia, so that that everyone's fighting for that spot in the haunted house.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Probably have Warner Brothers hit you with a cease and desist.
Bunch of
It's been a fun episode so far, you guys.
This is like when we should ask for hey man, if you can help support our podcast, get on the Patreon. Because we do it at the end, and then it's like sometimes people go in and eat a bunch of buffet, and then they'll take off before the bill drops. I think that's what happens. We go at the end of our episode. People are like, "Oh, I'm full," and it's like when the collection plate comes out at church or whatever. It's like some people got to go to the bathroom right before it comes around.
You don't want to get in the parking lot when everybody's leaving, man.
You got to get out of there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there you go. That's it.
Does my microphone sound better now?
Yeah, it's something. You got more gain.
I forgot I had it turned all the way down from Andy's thing.
I gotta
to 1/5 of the
well, they kept I kept getting unmuted against my will, and then when I would be unruly because I thought I was in here all by myself, then I would get a thing going, "You've been muted," and I'm like, "I thought I was muted. Fuck! Stop unmuting me."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, are we going to talk about it? You guys
Well, I mean, I that's not something I even was aware of. I just saw the comment.
I don't think we need to talk about it too much because the people who saw it. And, you know, I like the Guys in Nowhere comedy, and I don't really have an opinion about, you know.
I thought it went well. I had a good time. Andy did really good.
Yeah, and it was too late for me. I got through the first couple, and then I had to be up in 5 hours. I have to go to bed.
Yeah, you're
but the whole idea of what that was really to be filmed for the, you know,
for the conclusion
and the green room part to be filmed for the movie, and whether or not it went out live in a live stream is really immaterial to all of that.
Yeah.
So it's to focus on that too much is pointless. You know, it wasn't for the internet audience. It was for the people there and the cameras there.
Yeah, and I like to, in the Q&A, one of our listeners, I'm sure, I couldn't read names or see very clearly, but she asked Paul point blank about a finish date for the film. And then Paul deflected like fucking Trump. It was like, this guy, some of the footage is here and other, you know, that was pretty funny. Everybody, you know,
I thought that was your whole plan, Andy, was that you were going to confront him in front of everyone. How can you resist me?
Well, somebody who was going to be there was felt like they wanted to have that conversation, but Paul wasn't that, you know, it wasn't about premiering what he had and what he had. Anyway, so I think it pushed everything in the right direction, and the conversations that I was hearing Paul having with a friend who's working with him for a short stretch, hanging there. It seems like, you know, it's like if you had a project and you were like stuck, and then somebody comes over and goes, "What if you did this and that and connected that and shit?" And then it just seemed to get him kind of fucking off of what he felt like was holding him back at the moment.
All right, it's the 21st of June.
So we'll revisit
when we're recording this. So how long do we give them? How long do we give them?
Well, their air supply is supposed to run out in the next 12 hours. So I don't.
Yeah, we should tell them that, look, we really want those guys in the submarine to be able to see this movie before they die. So
it's not fair that they can't
it's
have
not
the
fair.
Opportunity.
Absolutely. It might be all that they have to, you know, will to live to get to the surface.
So I heard it was the one guy's last wish.
Yeah, that's what's America's riveted on right now. But riveted on is that, you know, it must be a shitty way to go out to go. Oh fuck! I'm not going to even get a coupon to come back to this shit.
Yeah.
Well, how much they paid to do that?
Yeah, Mitchell and I went whale watching when we first got to California, and we didn't.
Kind of the same.
We didn't see any whales, and they gave us a free ticket to come back and do it. But do it again. But if in this case, no,
there's not a lot of repeat business after this.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. You know,
probably seeing a lot of whales on the bright side.
Oh man, yeah. You think they
whale
could try to
bones.
A lot of
sit
shit.
there
Down.
and get a laugh, like well, are they doing some of the jokes, gallows humor that other people are doing? So,
Oh,
You can
Man.
only hope that because there's two ways it can go. One is they slowly run out of oxygen, which they had 4 days worth of oxygen as a backup. Doesn't seem like enough to me,
Mhm.
but I mean, I'm a pussy. So the other thing is that it imploded and they all died instantly, which I think that would probably be preferable.
absolutely.
That the tons and tons of pressure, just there was a breach and it fucking instantly, and they didn't even have a time to blink, because the other option would be
Imagine seeing that craft and climbing into
this
that
thing, right? This is it right here.
climbing into, is that really it?
That's it.
Just the
Mhm.
size of it was all that I was even
Yeah,
talking
very.
about.
Well, the other pic, this is the interior of it from a journalist who took the trip. So
Yeah,
it's very, I
it's
mean,
not
I
even really
feel like I'm in it
back
right now,
yourself.
looking at the monitor. I'm getting a little fucking queasy.
I mean,
this
there's so
movie
much
sucked.
pressure at
Really.
the bottom of the ocean. You're fucking insane to go down there in a Navy submarine.
It's a
Somebody
shitty
had
movie.
a nervous stomach too. Somebody was farting early on.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mm.
If there was no if that movie didn't come out, that group wouldn't be there. I mean, it's like, it's not about the history of the thing, it's about
You're
this.
talking about Titanic?
Yeah, they went out there inspired by a fucking crappy movie. That's what got them interested in history. If I would go,
James Cameron for the death of the
Box office
Well,
seems to disagree.
it's like when
with
the
a crappy
fucking
movie.
Dalmatians movie come out and people feel like they want that dog or whatever. They're just, it's oh shit, oh, that seems like impossible. How can I buy my way?
I think it's a little different buying like getting a Dalmatian.
This isn't a shitty movie,
spending
but if
$250,000 a seat to get on that thing.
This is not a shitty movie. I like this movie, Animal House. It was filmed here. I could go across town at the right time of year and go down into that bar and start mouthing off to fucking frat guys and get my fucking head beat in and die on the floor. And I was inspired to go there because it's Animal House. That's what made me do it, not because of my lore of Greek mythology.
That's not the message of Animal House. Animal House actually didn't. I went to college because of Animal House. I went to college to have that fraternity experience. 100%. That was a life-altering movie for me.
No, I'm saying if I was just inspired to go visit the site of Animal House and then I got died on the floor there, that would,
I get you.
They're dying, and because they like that movie and they're dying how they died in that movie. So fucking A, I mean, it's like, how do you match that experience? That's the priceless. You're getting for $250,000, you're getting Jack Sparrow down there in the depths.
Yeah, you get to be part of it for the eternity now.
Yeah.
The next people who go down there will get to look at your little submarine too.
Yeah, they can add them kind of to the list. They can have, it's like 1800. When was that anyway? The last person dead there, and then these guys with their fucking blue suits on and shit. They died. It's an experience they'll never forget. And then, did you see what was it? A stepson who had a Blink 182? Of course you are. Your stepdad.
You know what Andy's talking about?
I mean, they just got back together. He probably bought tickets on StubHub.
And it's his stepdad. I mean, it's like a celebration. Your very wealthy stepdad did something and fucking is dying, and you're like, hell yeah. Now I can do that. Not only will I do this concert, I might get tickets to the upcoming Blink 182 tour. And a lot of good drugs to go with it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Andy. I think that if a cherished family member is dying a traumatic death, I think music by a band that put out an album called "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket" is exactly the kind of music you need to comfort you and to help you with the transition and the
I'll say this about traumatic death: one like that, where you can just set your watch to it, that's not so bad. You got somebody who's dying, it takes weeks or months, like Jimmy, I mean, bless his heart, is still beating. Jimmy Carter is still hanging on. you know, these guys, you're just like, oh, that's terrible. Your dad's gonna die. Yeah, in how long? 6 hours, probably. I think they exaggerated their air supply too, because I watched the thing on that, and the fucking rinky-dink shit of it, and it was not even supposed to go down like half that distance or ever.
Right.
So it's you know, they probably like, oh fucking. Everybody brought their own personal air supply in their lungs. And
It's just like that when we talked about that movie about the tourists who went to that volcano and then the volcano erupted on them and they all got fucking, you know, burned and blasted into oblivion. Like,
Or missing
what do you think is going to
forever.
happen if you go in a tiny little craft, it's some tiny small craft, and you go to the bottom of the fucking ocean? The pressure down there is incredible. It's not just like swimming to the bottom of the deep end drain in the hotel pool.
Yeah, and that hurts
way the
your
fuck
ears,
down
too.
there. You will be dead if one fucking bolt pops, that one rivet pops out. You're fucking finished. All of you are finished in a second. It's insane. Why would you do that?
Here's what they could have done, and this is like Monday morning quarterback, man. I'm not a businessman or anything, but what if you just took that technology and got them cameras and did, you know, into the, you know, as close to the, you know, or even a drone, and then you get your fucking hoople head tourist and you just put them in like a Disney thing where they're getting thrashed around. You throw a little salt water in their face now and then.
Cup of water, you smash it.
Play the music, you know, and they just come. Here's a funny thing about that thing too, is you pay your dough and they take you to the thing and then they make an attempt, and it's like if the weather doesn't cooperate or whatever, they don't get to do it. So there was one lady that she was just in love with that stupid movie. I'm sure she got all emotional talking about the thing, and she paid for multiple trips, so she's like fucking gone broke and has never gotten even a chance to die at the bottom with the others.
Yeah, she paid all that money and she didn't even get to die.
She was loosening the screws the last time she was down there, hoping it would fucking pop.
When I saw it, I just thought corporate's got a hold of my wingsuit idea, and they just fucking, you know, that was too greedy. They're like, we can't only get one guy in one wingsuit at a time, but what if we get 6 people?
We gotta anchor them.
Yeah, it's a suicide.
Yeah, it's really incredible story.
It's sad though that we're I mean, they're right now. They're probably just, you know.
Hopefully they died instantly when they would, if
there was a breach there, it would be like a thing where like everything would just collapse.
If they were stuck and they just couldn't
crumble.
contact anybody, if they were stuck on the bottom somehow, or they just got stuck somewhere and they're just waiting to die in their own piss and shit, that is one of the most horrible deaths you can imagine, because you're just, you know, you're trapped in a fucking coffin with 4 other people.
They're just singing every air supply song they know so that they can use up all of their.
Honestly, that fucking trip should come. Someone down there should be, the captain should have a handgun and enough bullets for it.
Yeah, I hope he did.
Oh yeah,
that would be the way to go.
You should never tell anybody.
What if he just had one bullet?
Well, how about this instead?
One bullet
while we're re-equiping this thing, instead, like have the gun. That's good. 6 seats, 6 bullets. Okay, I'm with you on there. How about
7
this?
in case you miss.
Yes. How about this? When all power systems fail, all of a sudden a buoy deploys and takes it straight to the fucking top. I mean, I'm not a scientist.
It's got a big like parachute, like a race car off the back.
Something.
Yeah.
There's not. They don't even know where it's at. There's not.
Right.
They didn't even put an Apple AirTag on it.
Yeah, no, you can't take your phones. Nobody take your phones.
No phones. We don't want any pictures because
their phones are in yonder bags, like at Rogan's Club.
They can't get them out because there's no knives.
They're zip tied. God damn it.
I think it makes it fun, more easy to laugh at because there's no women on board.
There is a kid though, isn't there? Like
it's a young, it was a father-son, so he
that's pretty sad to me. That's pretty horrifying.
Well, I mean, think about it was Father's Day pretty much, right?
Yeah.
close to. So it's like you get to do something with your dad. If
This
it
counts
was
as
my
your-
kid, she would be looking at
This
me and
counts
go,
as your birthday and Christmas.
yeah, yeah, it just counts as the remainder.
Yeah.
But like me and
And-
Delaney have had misadventures, and I could see like her looking at me and going, "Yeah, I told you I didn't go on this shit."
I mean,
so they probably had a
serious,
one on that
Andy?
and that. Yeah.
You've had misadventures like what?
With my kid.
Yeah, like not like I think we're gonna die, son. I mean,
It's
there's
just
100% chance we're gonna die because he's
well,
already loading.
Well, I
the
know there
gun.
was definitely one of those where I just wanted to go feed the ducks up the street, and it was
Okay.
that
That's
one.
my point. Feeding the ducks and going to the deepest.
And then and then there's it's a god storm where trees are breaking and power lines snapping, and we never did get to feed the ducks, but we did run for our lives, and I had to make a parental decision: do I want to get crushed by a tree or electrocuted? And then we almost got hit by a car running across for the tree. I decided I'd rather get a tree knocked on the head than the power line street. So yeah, and that was just to feed the duck. So yeah, I can imagine if
if it would have been Delaney and Andy in that submarine, Delaney would be like, "See, I told you we should have gone axe throwing."
Well, on 250. I'm in the local. My financial version would be me walking in front accidentally while she's tossing an axe. That's about $27-30 worth of entertainment there. That's about it.
You
Maybe
walk in front of her like
cookie.
you're crossing the street in Vegas.
Yeah.
Where did he come from? How did he was over here a minute ago, now he's over there.
We get a crumble cookie and go axe throwing. I got to check my balance on the way to make sure I got enough to cover the cookie.
I'm looking at this thing online because I'm looking at the depth of the Titanic, which is 3,800 meters. We all know now because we've been watching the things. It's like 13,000 feet.
Allegedly, there was
James Cameron in 2012 went down 10,898 meters. That's like 35,000 or 25,000 feet.
How many meters? Say it again.
10,898 meters.
Well, 10,000.
That'd be 26, like 25,000 feet.
Yeah, my brain's not working right now.
Around there. But I mean, that's almost.
Why? Why did he do that?
I think it was when he was doing all that stuff, like continuing to go down and check out the
Titanic,
and then he got into the
writing Avatar,
going into the deep. Yeah. Well, he couldn't do a sequel to Titanic, and he needed to do something.
Titanic 2. It's coming back up. It surfaces.
You can't do another Titanic without Bill Paxton.
What?
Bill Paxton was he was the sea captain that went to he took the old broad to the
oh my god, you picked the fucking weirdest, most obscure. He was,
I think so. Yeah, he was
the opening scene when Rose was 80 years old and
oh, at the end.
No, well, that was the opening scene,
and an ending and beginning. Maybe I think it was.
She told this. Yeah, it was the beginning because she told the story. The story was from her perspective.
You're right, dude.
Yeah,
Paxton. I forgot all about that.
See, and then now they're going to do 2 search for the submarine. It'll have to be his kid. Taking the kid from the Blink 182 to see if he can find Dad's wallet or whatever. He's search Titanic 2 to search for that kid's dad's wallet. He took he always took his fucking bear bonds in his wallet, or no, that's not hard.
My inheritance is in there.
Those bear bonds are fucking wallet size. That's why you don't carry around bear bonds, is they're too fucking big.
They don't make them wallet size for a purpose.
The waterproof will.
And it's called Ocean's Gate is their company too. So,
Well, there's not going to be a company anymore after this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that this is.
it's
this
going to
is
go the way of Heaven's Gate, Ocean Gate,
Yeah.
Watergate. Actually, the Watergate's still probably doing pretty good.
That guy's family's gonna take all that fucking money and run out of the gate.
Uh-huh.
I would.
Well, wasn't the CEO on the
That's
Yeah.
I think, it's gonna be his family who's gonna take all that fucking money because I think
3-hour
the guy
tour,
was on
man.
there.
But what if at the last second he before they fucking sealed it up, he just put a dude who looked like him in.
Wait,
the old switcheroo?
Was
could
so that
be.
he could fake his own death?
It's very well possible because that
With
company
a-
sucked.
With a bomb in his pocket.
The guys who I mean, you know, I would have to see proof that people actually have done that before. You know, has there ever been a group of rich people actually get down there and enjoy the trip and come back? I think the CEO knew his company was failing, and he just needed a dude. He probably just made this other dude feel like he want a chance to do it, to look like him. It's like you want to look like Captain and come out. And then he fucking sealed it up, and a couple of his buddies, and then they got some insurance shit coming. I don't know.
I don't think this is a very good plan, Andy. I don't
Yeah.
think that murdering 5 people or 4
Millionaires, multi-millionaires,
people,
not
and
just
that's
hobos.
an extra layer of problem.
Think of the menu,
but
though.
murdering all of your customers is not an effective way.
They do
to
that
an
with
insurance
cocaine.
fraud
In
scam.
the most
It's just-
high-profile way ever.
Cocaine does that with fentanyl. The movie Menu, that guy didn't want to serve rich people anymore.
Well,
So
if
this
that's
guy
it,
just-
if that's it, then maybe that is it. But that's a
Suicide
murderer.
cult. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that, but I mean that would be a good way to do it. Is fucking nobody's ever gonna find that shit. So it probably didn't even sink. Did they have proof that it even got down close to?
They don't. They have no recollection
Yeah.
of where they placed it. It's
So-
like there's heavy currents down there too. So I mean, who the
Mhm.
fuck knows? Like I said, how come this thing, when there's trouble, it just does like Erickson, like the
Tesla?
forklifts at Tesla.
Yeah,
They have like a dead man paddle on them. So like if you have a heart attack while you're standing on the pedal and you fall down, the fucking thing stops right away.
or
like,
if it
there's
catches
no
fire on
safety-
its own, it puts the fire out.
Andy, our
I
cars
know.
do not catch fire at any higher rate than
I'm
any
talking-
other car. This is fake news.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the factory. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the
I know.
product.
No, dude, it's
yeah.
Like if your hand comes off the joystick, which by the way is a game controller, like from a PS5 or something.
if somebody has an Xbox controller and says, "Hey, you want to go to the bottom of the ocean with me?" Don't go. Just don't go.
Yeah.
Do not skimp. I know it's $250,000, but do not skimp on going to the bottom of the ocean. Make sure check,
You know,
check, and
don't
then
those-
check again.
you
That
don't
would
those
be my
things-
rule for going to the bottom of the
Do
ocean.
those things have like 2
Solid.
batteries in them? Could that have been it? Like it's like this thing's, you know, it's not jammed where you check the batteries in it. Oh, it might be the batteries. You got extras? Oh, shit.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah.
Is that your
Did you try shaking it?
Right. I
it.
mean,
blow into the controller?
or a secondary joystick for another player or something. That would have saved them, is to have a secondary player.
They didn't charge it. So it was like, shit. Fuck. I knew I should have plugged this in last night.
I hope this
I was
inspired-
watching the green room. I forgot.
This one made the news, but there's probably a lot of things where rich people get killed doing their vacation shit. That could be a whole Netflix series. Like,
That'd be a good podcast.
uh-huh. Yeah. Or
Dead
even
rich people.
you know, it's nice when it's somebody, you know, if it was a $10 ride down to the bottom of the ocean, you feel bad. High ticket item, and then you got to sign away your safety and shit.
If you did a lottery where anyone who signed up could get an apartment in your city for just a 10% below market value for a single, like a 1-bedroom apartment, and they had to go down to the bottom of the ocean to do it, 10,000 people would sign up to climb
easily.
into that tank and be sent down there.
Yeah, well, I mean, rich people should be sending poor people to do the dangerous shit.
Exactly.
I could just put a fucking head
To
cam on 'em.
experience the thrill of exploration, you should get a fucking a hobo off the fucking rails to do it for you. It doesn't seem very.
Well, if I was
sporting.
testing something precarious like that, and I had, maybe not a homeless guy, but you hire somebody who's, like that.
Well, that's why Elon doesn't go up
Like,
in his
oh.
rockets. Jeff Bezos went up in his Blue Origin rocket on the first one. And I thought that was insanely
Yeah,
stupid.
that's what they call dog food. Like he
Quiet,
tested
Amazon.
Yeah,
He tested it first before anyone else. That's it's admirable. Of him.
Yeah, is that what it is?
So did that flat Earth guy though, Mike or whatever his name
Yeah,
was.
yeah, they built his own
Mike?
rocket.
Yeah.
And then didn't he crash into a foothill somewhere? Like
I think he
then,
just crashed straight into the fucking Earth.
Yeah, I think he went up and down like to pummel
But
himself.
the parachute didn't deploy, and then they had him cameraed up and mic'd up, and then you hear him just go, "Oh shit," or something like that. Like he realizes, well, that's it.
Darn, that was a miscalculation.
And he was the whole point of him shooting himself up into space was he wanted to prove to himself that the Earth was flat or round. He wanted to see the curvature on for himself. He didn't trust any scientist to tell him that the Earth.
Why
was
trust the
here.
Hubble space?
Right.
He wanted to prove that he was no dumbass.
Right. Well, the irony is that what killed him was the flat Earth.
Which he became one.
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, and he probably did get he probably got a twinge of maybe that. You can't be that high up and not go, oh, well, maybe it did just look flat. So fuck it. He probably did prove his point, and then he became it.
On the one he died, I don't even think he got up that high.
No.
But he's basically just, he's like a tweaker who was building like drag racing engines. And instead of drag racing down the street, he was pointing them up to the sky and strapping himself to it.
Yeah. It's fucking cool. I mean,
Badass.
Why not?
Yeah. You're only here for a limited time. Why not have, do something?
I would have hung out in his fucking garage.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Me and Chad taking bong hits.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done so many dabs before Mad Mike fucking blasted himself up.
I don't agree, Mike, but fucking dude, this is fucking cool. Do it,
Chad.
buddy.
It's Chad and Andy as Mad Mike's like pit crew, and he launches himself up into the sky. And then when he realizes he's coming back down, he hits the parachute button. Nothing happens, and then these two guys look at each other like, "Did you pack the? Oh, I thought you."
Andy's holding it. What?
He wanted to wear this jacket.
I said pack a bowl. I said
Andy's
pack
like,
a parachute.
I don't know where the parachute is, but I got this cool backpack. That's not a backpack.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah. The guy was, ahead of his time, really.
Was he?
Well,
I mean, he's still trying to prove something that was basically like no one believed it back in medieval times.
But if he was like neighbors to the Wright brothers or something, he definitely would have kept them on their heels. In this time frame, he's
I
competing.
think Orville and Wilbur Wright would have been like, "Look, I don't think we should be trying to just lift ourselves up and shoot ourselves across. I think we should be shooting ourselves straight up as high as we can."
Orville and Wilbur are like tweaking the bicycle parts to like just stay aloft. And this guy next door is like, trying to get up into orbit.
Straight up, boys. We're going straight up.
Orville, do you think maybe we're not stretching ourselves a little? Maybe we should shoot for a little bit more than 60 feet.
Yeah, we're gonna look like dicks when Mike fucking launches himself up into space.
If it works,
but we went over a tree. We made it over top of a tree.
I'm just saying, do we need the bicycle?
Yes. Rockets and planes should not have bicycle parts. That's a fucking rule. Let's just make that rule right now.
Or submersibles.
But it shouldn't have any bicycle parts. That's just
they were the same way as the fucking submarine captain. It's like they were that.
You think that guy was?
That was.
Wait, you think that guy was pedaling his way down to the bottom?
Yeah, they're not far
Who's up
removed from what the Flintstones put on the brakes. The Wright brothers were fucking probably whatever those speed of the day was. They were probably
there's probably like a duck in the back of the submarine with its little legs paddling down, and then the camera fixes on him, and it's a living.
You know, well, yeah, they can't even transmit, but yeah, that would make a.
Once
the
again,
whole
how
thing
come
would
there's
make
no
a great
backup?
show.
No backup for any kind of communication to the surface. I mean, we
Do
saw
they?
it in the abyss where the umbilical breaks and everything, but there's got to be something.
Is the only reason
catastrophic happened. I think
Yeah.
you're right.
I
think
hope
you're
that
right.
if they don't have a running camera on there, there's really no reason to pursue finding it. Right? It's just going to float around and they're out of air or whatever. But this big
No, there was no.
massive search, there
There's
should
no
be a
camera on the
payoff.
Titanic, Andy, and they spent years looking for that.
I hope it ain't like Grizzly Bear Man, where they finally find this thing and get the footage, and then they go, "Oh, these last hours are too disturbing." So we burnt the tape, or oh fuck you, man. It's just they're getting ready to see the Titanic, and then the thing breaks down, and then it cuts to us. We can't see. We don't want to
Just
see
the audio?
desperation. No, that's what the only reason. But yeah, bless their hearts, and
Thoughts and prayers.
yeah, and I hope you're in that big ocean in the sky.
I honestly, look, it's don't mean to be
No, it's
rude
just-
or uncaring. People die every day.
The
And
planet's
if you
burning.
fucking
and they
climb
just
into a
got-
tin can and fucking
Mhm.
pedal your ass down to the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean, don't be surprised if you die when that happens. That's just a thing. That's probably a 40% likelihood every time that thing went down.
Yeah, it's like doing, it's like buying cocaine from somebody you don't trust at all, or
Right.
it's sketchy, and then you just throw down a fat rail and fucking gack it, and then it's like,
You
he
find
had
out
a
it's
heart
just
attack.
a
That's
wall
so sad.
board.
He had a drug. Oh my god.
And when you do that, you don't even sign a bunch of paperwork acknowledging it like these people did.
Oh, can you imagine the waiver that I bet probably 80% of the people kick out after they sign like 30 times all the ways they can die.
Yeah,
They just go, forget it, I'm out.
this is
But-
like watching a Dateline for me, because if I do the catapult business, I want to do is a thrill ride, but people just have to sign away that there could be a mishap, so it was not a suicide machine. that-
Could be. The whole thing is predicated on there's going to be a mishap.
Wait, I thought you were already dead. I thought this is what was happening to your corpse. We were gonna just
No, it's
fling it out into the.
It's a way to go to heaven.
It's an exit machine.
Yeah,
But I thought you were gonna wingsuit to your death, and then we
Well,
were
that's
gonna
a different one. That's
trebuchet
Then
you
trebuchet to eternity.
into eternity through over top of purgatory.
that's the way I'd want to do
and
the
all the way
wingsuit,
to the
though.
pearly gates.
Wingsuit down and then up.
Wings.
I don't want to go down. I want to go.
Ideally, you could wingsuit right into the trebuchet.
Oh, dude.
Straight up though. That's
What if, just spitballing here, what if we launch someone in the trebuchet at the person in the wingsuit who's flying across the lake, and we see if we can do a fucking twofer, and we just
well,
do
now
that
you're
over
talking
and
about a
over.
corporate retreat, right?
They do that at Bohemian Grove every year, Brett.
Well,
Yeah.
now, what if you
Sure
launched
they
the
do.
person in the wingsuit via trebuchet to begin
Oh,
with?
that's it. That's not a bad idea. Like you don't have a cliff to fucking jump off of.
Yeah.
I think
know?
killing yourself's going to get more. It's like a growth industry. Because I think, I mean, people who want to help talk you out of suicide or running out of ammo, they're like, there's a lot to live for, sure, it's 118 degrees here in Montana in November, but, think about, maybe we turn this thing around or whatever.
The other day, I had a video appointment with a new psychiatrist, and I at the end of a rant, I said, you fucking people always try to save everybody, and I says that one of these days, I says I'll be on the fucking news and I'll say I told you so, and I said so I said, and then you'll have to eat your words, and you'll say, "Oh, I guess maybe not everybody should be here." And she goes, "Well, your wife seems to think you should be here." And I go, "Well, she's fucking biased." I says, "We find some fucking people that aren't biased, and I can convince them otherwise." And she goes, "Well, you've convinced me." And I was like, "Oh shit! Did you just fucking say that? That was cool."
I think Chad might be the Bob Wiley
So
of
that's
Arizona.
3 that I've convinced.
You've seen What About Bob? You might be the one that they're like, "Oh, I'm getting out of the practice." Hey, I got this client. You might be interested in real.
Yeah.
Baby steps, Chad. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Green lights. Isn't
That's
it
what I
baby?
told her.
Same thing. Exactly the same thing. The book that the psychiatrist character in What About Bob wrote is the same book that McConaughey wrote, and that's the beauty of it. It's the same book. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Baby step your way through green lights,
and then to the wingsuit. And it's not a suicide. It's a hobby.
A hobby gone wrong.
Well, I mean, I bet what it would happen is I would be really good at it. And then, I'd be like, because if you got no concern about shit, you could do some real close calls that other people wouldn't risk or whatever. And then maybe, it's a fucking new legend, wingsuit man, or it's just like everything else where I just kind of don't put enough attention into it and fucking hit the first fucking rock off of the jump.
Andy, just so you know, it's not, I mean, you'd have to have a tremendous amount of follow through, and Lady Bird agrees. You'd have to have a tremendous amount of follow through to actually get a wingsuit and find a place to jump off of and learn enough about a wingsuit, like a 9/11 terrorist. Learn enough about flying.
Well, you got to play it against sports. You just find a high place.
Okay, I knew this was going to come up.
YouTube
There's
video.
no way.
Listen.
You
the last
can't
thing
go
you want
to
to do,
Walmart
Andy,
and get a wingsuit. There's
jump
no
off
way
the
you can
cliff.
buy one off the rack.
You can't just just have no information. You jump off the cliff, you go straight down 4 feet, you smack your face. You're a dumb viral video, TikTok video. Everyone makes fun of you. You're not dead. This
is where the trebuchet comes in. The only training is spread them like an eagle, man. Boom. You're gone. You're flying through the air.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a ski.
I'm checking Facebook Marketplace right now. You can get everything there.
Yeah, I better, with a little help from friends or people who want to see you die, you go, pitch in, and I'm going to get a wingsuit. They're, what are they? I'm guessing they're about, for a good one, probably, but I'd go low end on that.
For a good one, yeah, you don't need a good one.
Of course, you're going to go low end. You're only using it once.
I can go rummage through Larry's trailer and still find parachute pants. So
one for $3,200 in Phoenix.
Really,
Yeah.
a wingsuit.
A base price is about $1,800.
So yeah, hell, I could save up.
All right, Patreon fans.
But I mean, I'm
Let's do
healthy
this.
now, so I'm not into that shit, right now.
Well, it doesn't
This
matter.
looks
We
more
can
like
get
a
the wingsuit
parasail.
now. We don't have to suicide ourselves on the wingsuit right away. We can just start wearing the wingsuit around, get a feel for it.
Yeah,
like wear it around, jump up into the air.
I got that turkey pajama thing that was sent to me by Ggreg.
Well, I live right next to a cliff where people go
do that
hang gliding.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's the same.
No, I think you want to get the wingsuit. You want to find about a 10-foot, 12-foot drop.
What?
I
got that right here.
Chaille, you got to learn. You got to fucking.
Yeah, but you're just going to fucking smack your head.
You're not
gonna
going to catch any air.
Yeah.
You're gonna catch
But
air.
if you were really good, you could probably jump off of the
roof.
roof in the right kind of like a high wind or whatever. But then you're out there in high winds, and that's a bummer.
Yeah,
that's
sounds
you're
fun.
just
No,
gonna
I'm not-
fall
I'm a
down from a
wingsuit.
high
Wait, you
spot.
guys think you just jump off the fucking cliff with the wingsuit the first time and you're fucking flying at
That's what
200
you
miles
do.
an hour through the
You watch
That's
watch
not
how
how it
other people.
works.
It's a
Well, you gotta
human.
watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
don't
if
go in
you're-
there. Yeah,
It's like if you're dancing in high school or whatever, and then you're doing this shit, and then you see a buddy do this, and then you do that. It's the same with jumping off of a cliff wingsuit, and if you see somebody doing this, you do that, and then you go, and then you start trying your own shit, and then all of a sudden
No, you guys
you're
got it
doing
wrong. You
your own
find a little
spin.
hill, you get your wingsuit, you buy your wingsuit, you get used to wearing it, you jump off a little thing, you do your arms, you kind of get a little, oh, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and that's it. It's like that.
No, that
You're
is it.
deep dancing.
That's a 15-foot drop, and if you
But
fail,
you can't wingsuit man from 15 feet.
well, not at
He-
first, but you have
You
to
start
learn
at
how
5?
it fucking
That's
feels.
like
how
jumping
that-
off the roof with an umbrella. It's not
Yeah.
gonna do anything.
If you're gonna jump off the Golden Gate
you hit
Bridge,
the
do you
ground
go
before
to,
anything happens.
Yeah,
You
Cripple
gotta
Creek
learn
and
how it
leap off?
feels.
it's gonna feel like you just fell down.
It's gonna feel like a broken leg.
Uh-huh. I can get that sensation, man. I've had that sensation. You just jump.
You have to practice in
wingsuiters,
like a wind tunnel.
So how do you practice being on a? How do you practice a
Yeah,
wingsuit?
just
then?
kinda- you watch
so,
out.
so the whole
First
thing
off,
about a
here's a-
wingsuit is
Here's
wait,
a $30
wait, wait.
option.
Oh,
What
Andy.
really?
you guys are saying is the way to learn a wingsuit is to jump off a cliff and figure out how it works before you hit the
No,
fucking
no,
ground.
it's
Well,
like
that's
when
if
I'm-
you're suicidal.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm asking how anyone in a wingsuit learns how it works. Don't you have to jump off something small first and
I
fucking
think in
figure
one
out
of
how
those
it
wind
fucking
Yeah,
works?
the
how it
wind-
floats,
you gotta
what
go
the
into one of those
aerodynamics
wind
are?
things.
The iFly place.
There's one in Portland, but I could go up and learn how to do it already. But then
That
when I
doesn't
would do
help
it-
you at
when
all.
my
That's
gut
just
was-
a bunch of air blowing up that holds you in one spot.
Yeah,
you
that's
learn-
what happens when you jump off a cliff. It's
Yeah,
the
it's like
it's the
skiing.
resistance of
Hear
the
it.
suit to the wind.
I think we're gonna have to go wind, and we're gonna have to go wingsuiting.
We need 4 wingsuits. So Patreon, that's what about
Yeah,
14
we need.
grand. We're gonna need to create a new tier.
And don't worry about content after it, because
There will
the
be none.
content
There will
leading
be
up to
none.
it is what you're paying for. The content after it, well, that'll be like a page where you can put your thoughts on.
Unlike the fucking non-scene submarine video and Grizzly Man, we will air our wingsuit adventure.
And then
till
we'll
we
have
all
one other
fucking
person
crash.
that'll be our wingsuit captain. So they'll be like, ah, fuck it. 4 white guys died wingsuiting, and the fucking guy that run the business. No loss here. Because how much they pay? Only $20. Oh shit, that's terrible. I thought they were rich guys that spent thousands of dollars. Fuck 'em.
My first
Fuck
tip
if
was
they're
they
rich.
had $30 wingsuits like this
Yeah.
one.
You got 'em
Is that
from
the
Wish.
wingsuit?
That's a $30 one on Amazon.
That's for jumping. It probably says,
I
for novelty purpose only.
Yeah,
Don't jump off
Yeah,
of more than
not
15
to be used
feet.
at any altitude higher than a 3-step ladder.
But
Yeah,
here's
that's
a good.
Halloween costume.
I think what you'd want to do is just get on some sand dunes and jump off of them. Maybe soft landing and shit.
That's exactly what I was talking about. It didn't
Yeah.
have to be a
Can't catch
fucking.
any
It
air
didn't
like
have
that,
to be a
man.
sharp.
You can
a
do that
sharp
without a
outcropping
wingsuit.
of
Yeah,
rocks.
I think the same thing would happen with or without the wingsuit.
There's a dunes.
I don't think
off
so.
this
I
Oregon
think
beach.
I think it's like one of those squirrels that jumps out of a tree that has like
that's
the fucking wings and it does a little bit of fucking.
Yeah, but he
"Oh,
doesn't
shit,
do
I'm
it
falling.
from, he doesn't
I'm
do
falling,
it
but
from 3 feet.
I'm falling, but it helps.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I can figure out how to steer.
And the squirrels,
Learn how to steer it.
they already glide. Like they can fling themselves and they just kind of glide and shit. So it's like I've been watching some of that.
But proportionately, those squirrels are way up in the air. Those
Yeah.
squirrels don't do that from an inch off the ground.
Mhm.
Or even 2 feet off the ground.
Hey,
They're
man,
doing it from 30 or 40 feet.
I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about science, but come on, bro.
That's physics, guys.
Science-
Look, I'm just saying, if I was gonna do a wingsuit, I would find, like Andy said, a nice sand dune, something like that, but a nice soft. It's gonna be a soft landing. I realize I'm going to land. I'm not trying to say I think I'm going
But
to
you're putting
take off
together.
To get
and
air.
fly like a fucking bird.
But
I'm
you're
saying
putting-
it makes sense if you're going to get a wingsuit to find a thing you could jump off of to kind of figure out how it fucking works before you jump off the
It is-
goddamn Empire State Building with this motherfucking thing. Because if you don't, you're going to fucking go straight to the fucking sidewalk.
All right,
You
here's
have
the
to
deal.
Jump off something high enough to get air.
Right. Here's
All
what
right.
here's what the problem is Brett's putting money away for the future and retirement. So you're never gonna see it our way.
Yeah.
You're never gonna see it the way me and Chad see it. Is me and Chad's like I'm an investment of sorts or whatever, and I'm like I'm just costing money around here or whatever. So
What
yeah,
you're saying is the last thing you want to do is figure out how this wingsuit works.
right. Yeah, I mean, it would be a
Yeah, that
surprise.
would throw a wrench in the monkey wrench in the works for sure.
Mhm. Or we change suits at the last minute, and then Brett gets in the wrong one, and then I get his retirement package. At the last second, I have a reason to land.
I walk out to the cliff and I look over and there's a gap between the wing and my body, like that picture you just showed, Chaille. I'm like, wait, wait, what?
Why is mine made of his shoelace? That's not right.
Do you think Epstein would have killed himself in prison if he had money?
Wait, what?
I was just saying,
Like
would Epstein have killed himself in prison if he had money?
I know, I heard what you said. I just don't
It
know
was
how
a joke. I know it was a joke because he had money and he didn't kill himself. So anyway, I don't want to get political.
I don't think you were.
I know.
I think Epstein did kill himself. I'm one of the only people that thinks Epstein
Really?
did. Yes, he had his whole life of being
Yeah.
a rich fucking maniac, fucking 14-year-old girl. Then he was finally caught and he knew he was going to spend the rest of his life
Cut
in
off,
jail. And he killed
yeah.
It's
himself.
poison pill, man.
Yeah.
He knew that day
Yes.
was coming sooner or later.
He was at the bottom of the ocean in a fucking submarine,
Yeah.
and he realized he was never going to make it back up. And thank God the fucking captain.
Actually, the
Had it
guys in
done.
the guys in the sub have a better chance of survival than Epstein did. There
was
was no
fucked.
way
He
that
knew
guy
he
was
was
going to
fucked.
live.
He knew he was fucked. And-
Absolutely.
And then when you find out how fucked up the government that ran, obviously it's the United States government, but the running of that prison was so fucking haphazard
Yeah, I
and
know.
terrible that a lot of the stuff makes sense that he actually is probably most likely that he killed himself. He was allowed to do it because the two people who were supposed to be watching him didn't give a fuck. And that was pretty much every night,
Yeah, and it's like the only conspiracy theory would be if someone paid him not to give a fuck. Chances are they probably just didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
There
He
was
saw-
no skullduggery involved. It's
He
just
saw
that's the way that
Poontang
place runs.
operate.
No, they were bad at their job, and probably people killed themselves more than him. But that's the one that made the news because that was a big one.
High profile.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, poor guy.
I don't mean to get
I mean,
political.
poor, must
Yeah,
have been sad in those last minutes. Going,
Back off that
no more-
politics there,
No
Erickson.
more
Sorry,
poontang.
guys.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that Epstein, it's like he's non-political because Clinton and Trump both raped youngsters out there. So it does become a bipartisan issue.
The one thing that could bring us together.
Yeah. Well, kind of the story about these four, everybody's, it's like the Tiger Man. It's like everybody's exposed to the same thing at the same time. And it's like kind of a fun story. I mean, it's I like stories that are ongoing. It's like there might be a chance, like if it's on right now and there's like, oh, they got him and there's a chance there's alive. They heard scratching. We'd all tune to our sets and like baby Jessica in the well. And then when they pop that open and then we'd be like, oh, come on out. Come on.
Al Capone's vault.
And then a fucking alien pops out that's eating them. Jumps on the other ship. Fucking something's gonna happen like that, I hope.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see
it is
this
nice.
here.
It is nice that there's a story that can't be politicized in the way like
Mhm.
everybody's making jokes about the submarine people.
Yeah, I saw
Fucking
Don Jr.
Democrats,
was like, there's more to the
against the
story
liberals.
than we're hearing. I saw that as a tweet, and it's like, wow, Don Jr. It's like, yeah, that's a good one. There is more to the story. Yeah, a good one. Fucking idiot.
There's literally always more to the story.
There's always more to the story.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean,
100% of the time.
yeah. So he, that's an evergreen DJ.
Yep.
DJT, good one. That's a
I
right up
should
there.
watch more of him because the clips I've seen of him it make me happy.
Well,
And
he's the
a
type of
coked
guy
up-
you wouldn't want
coked
to.
up fucking weirdo that it blows my mind that
If he was if that was your bag or your shared bag or whatever, he would not, that'd be dude, look, you've had a few lines. That's cool. Hey, I'm putting some aside for a couple days from
yeah, he's a maniac.
yeah. And then he's like, cool, man, yeah, I'm done. And then he goes and hits the big rail and then fucking lies to you about it. And that's where he's fun to watch from
Right.
afar, but you wouldn't want to invest in a bag with him.
I talked to my son right before we did this, and we were talking. He was telling me about a friend of him and his friends went to the Billy Strings concert last week in Chicago, and they got all fucked up. And at one point, they were it was an outside concert. At one point, there was a girl on the ground with her boyfriend, but she was kind of fucked up. She was laying on the ground. She seemed kind of like out of it. And Zach's friend was like, "I'll help. I'm a nurse." And this guy is a nurse. But Zach was like, "No, do not help. You're fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Not help." And he's like, "What are you trying to tell me I'm not? I don't know." Yes, everyone's, this is what he said. He goes, "Yes, everyone saw you spill the cocaine. Do not try to help."
That's a good way to make sure you're never a nurse again.
Well, 100%. You're
Yeah.
completely liable. And I don't mean to get anyone in trouble, but it was funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, you just spilled cocaine all over everything. We were all here for it. You shouldn't be helping anyone. Go get help. If you want a first responder.
And there's tons of
Go get
people
help.
at those events that are there just to do that. Who
everyone's
aren't
fucked
spilling
up.
cocaine and they're there in a tent, the chill out tent or whatever.
Yes,
If that's what the kids do these days.
that is
It's not
what
that
the
I have a
kids do.
license or anything, but I certainly, that's why I didn't start trying to help with that stiff retarded gentleman last week that wouldn't get on the plane, the Batman episode.
Oh, the Batman.
Yeah. And now I don't.
Wait, you wouldn't help the stiff retarded gentleman because you're a nurse and you were fucked up with cocaine?
Well, I mean, I could have, I felt like I was sober, but I felt like I could help this situation because I wrestled, my old man into a chair with dead legs. And, but,
Andy, you did nothing more than get on the plane earlier than you should have.
well,
Also, you didn't think you could help the situation. You just wanted to
That's-
pre-board. That's the entire
You
Well,
just
reason.
no, I
wanted to
didn't
get
know.
by
How would I-
long enough to get a seat
how
away
would I
from
know?
them.
How would I know there would have been a situation? But while I was on the plane, I did notice, there's a situation that they, if you see three women wrestling a dude, you want to get involved just for the fun of it, But I'm not going to
Even out the numbers.
I like that Andy's experience was 40 years ago as well.
Well, and before that, I also went after retarded folks in grade school and rounded them up and brought them back to the justice.
In Coquille, Oregon, that was just a numbers game. No, there's no way you could just have any interactions that weren't with either a molested child or a retarded child. Those are the
Yeah.
only two.
That was daily.
Well, yeah, we
Absolutely
kept
correct.
them, but yeah, but those were both defining experiences that could have led to me being of some use in that situation. I'm just saying, like that nurse, I thought, yeah, man, I do spill cocaine.
It is a situation in which the person who I'm talking about is like the Andy of their group who became a nurse. And it's like,
But you got to, you can't just willy-nilly jump in and help because,
you should not.
because people have
Yes.
cameras now and shit. And if it doesn't work out,
Well, you could make things worse.
And that's what happens with cops a lot. I think they're trying to help and then they get mad and start tasering and punching people and sometimes shooting them.
No, the problem with cops, Andy, is exactly the opposite of that in the sense that they have to respond. It's their job. So any job you have, you eventually grow fucking tired of it and weary and you don't want to do it anymore. So then when you have to respond, you're like, fuck this.
Mhm.
You go into it with that attitude.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm a first responder hobbyist. In that thing in Death Valley years ago where there was that accident and and I was flipping with
You're
the
talking
weight.
about 2004, 2005, right?
And there was an accident on the. I was trying to order my burger. I hadn't eaten in several days and doing a lot of drugs, and I was just trying to order a burger. And then she said, like basically, I can't take your order right now. There's an emergency going on. And then I said something, and then it looked like I wasn't going to get that burger, so I went out and helped out on the road.
Well, okay, you're forgetting a few things.
I
were
got to
in
make
the
a
middle-
drink, but I'm going to listen to
Yeah,
this. I'm
we
going to
were
listen
in
to
the
Shaile's
middle-
retelling.
We were in the middle of a major windstorm in Death Valley. And the area that it happened down the road, well, and it's not a road, it's a highway. It's an actual California highway. And cars go by really fast on that highway. And we've been told to stay off the highway by the highway patrol before. And you went down during the windstorm.
It was it wasn't. I mean, the wind is what drives the sand, but some windstorm there. It's like you can't really. It's almost like
well, you learn to bring goggles with us, and then bandanas. But that's only to get if you need to get somewhere really quick, like from one to the restaurant from your hotel room.
And there's
no walking around in it. And you went all the way down the road to where this accident was.
Yeah, I got it.
Because you're a first responder hobbyist.
Well, hell yeah, man. There's nobody else, nobody else is going to go out there and help. I mean, first responders are, they're on their way.
Well, yeah.
But I got there.
That's who they call, Andy.
It was a
motorcycle. Don't call you.
It was a minivan and hit a motorcycle. And, I didn't really do it. I didn't help with the, any of the, it was all sorted out. Like it was a German motorcyclist, and it was it was a Chinese or Korean family. I couldn't tell, but they didn't speak English, and I didn't understand German either. But I kind of, I can understand German. I mean, I understand the person who got.
And what was your role in this?
Translator, basically.
You continued to help
because of all the extensive work you've had translating German to Korean.
Show up as a guy like that, as a first responder hobbyist. You show up, and then you learn as you go. And there was no. I mean, I was prepared to I know how to put pressure on a wound. That kind of shit. That's what I was hoping for. More blood and like more physical injuries, and that's what I was. I would have ripped my shirt up, and let me have a shot of whiskey, and then I'll pour some on them, and then I'd cinch up the shit. Like I seen that kind of stuff, and that's what I was probably what I was going to do.
More of a
sounds like you're describing like a Civil War doctor.
Yeah, so based on something you saw on Gunsmoke, you're taking that to the fucking crash site.
I was coming down off of mescaline, and I felt a twinge of that I needed to be out in this apocalyptic storm because people needed me, and specifically probably
they didn't even know it. They needed
kids or a hot lady with it's just a slight head injury.
So your superhero power is being needed when no one thinks they actually need you.
It's like Henry Phillips is the highwayman. I showed up there and had a lot of goodwill.
And zero experience.
Man.
Well, I mean, I've seen, those kind of things like the movie Platoon, or Forrest Gump, put pressure on, anytime where you see that kind of shit, I could do that.
So did you do that?
No, there was no bleeding.
Oh, okay.
He went down and wrote it out, and his shit was skinned up. His leather chaps were chapped, and but it was just more of a confusion. And I think really what we needed is what's that Rosetta Stone course where we could go Rosetta for German to Korean or Chinese. And then, because that's all I was, I couldn't help.
Did you not know whether it was German or Korean?
Oh, there was a Korean person and a German person in the.
Oh, it was that. Okay,
that's quite a jump.
Yeah,
as the translator, he was guessing.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't, recommend the Rosetta Stone course that was best for them. But after 2 short weeks, you're spitting phrases and talking in a different language. But so I just,
Are you saying this accident happened on a slope?
No, it was as flat as a head.
And how do you know one was Korean? Maybe everyone was squinting.
As flat
It was
as a
a
shovel
windstorm.
out there.
Sand in my eyes.
And the panhandle of that's why I couldn't tell, because the sand had hit everybody in the face. So they all kind of looked French to me. Like a Frenchman that had a lot of cocaine and whiskey for a few days.
Wait, did you just compare him to a Frenchman?
Well, I've
He
seen a few.
defaulted to
I've
French.
seen a few windswept, drug-addled French people before. so, yeah, I'm slurring the French on that one.
Where are you doing cocaine? Nice?
not on my niece. No, I don't have a niece, so it's okay to say. Actually, I do. That's right. I'm an uncle. I have a niece.
You'd be a good uncle.
So yeah, I felt like I mean, but I probably should have done that, been a first responder, because I like the excitement of it.
You have the enthusiasm for the
Yeah,
position.
so you also have to apply the necessary procedures.
Well, I was there for leg tourniquets and pressure to the wounds and snake bites. All of those I'd seen. I'd been watching Death Valley Days.
You have been watching Gunsmoke.
Tourniquet, you suck it, I get
Andy keeps trying to suck the blood
I get the
out.
Korean man, he worked the German snake wound or whatever.
So there was a traffic accident between a motorcycle and a car, and you brought a snake bite kit.
Andy
Well,
brought a knife and he wanted to cut an X in the guy's wound.
Yeah.
Suck the blood out.
It was an international incident. I was hoping it would just be like, wounded Caucasians. Because I could have, well, shit, man. I think, I did. My opinion on the thing was, the sand. It was an act of God. I'd cut. I think in the best thing was already going on. So there's, I was just a fifth or sixth wheel in the van.
Look at that poor dog back there, you guys. I don't know if you can hear the thunder that's happening outside.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad weather.
Oh man, there's a storm rolling through right now. And look at that poor little dog.
You can tell she's been yelled at
sad.
before, because she's
Yeah.
bummed out about
Nervous
loud
right now.
noises.
He's just staring at the headboard. Oops.
You gotta get one of them vests for him,
Yeah.
a comfort
A
vest.
thunder vest.
Is it a weighted blanket vest?
I bet you
Yeah.
can just chip a little Xanax. Probably does it when the
Sprinkle it in
thunder
her fucking
clouds.
kibble.
Mhm.
Should be
I should probably start stockpiling for my old dog. Some end life party supplies.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last week. So everything's good. You get
Yeah,
back. And everything was
she's
fine.
good. I'm gonna try to stretch her life, if it'll work, till her birthday, which is in September.
But isn't that for you? Because she doesn't know she has a
Flip
birthday.
the odometer. No, we celebrate it every year and talk about another
I
year
mean,
around the
she
planet.
doesn't know that from any day.
Chaille, you asked, isn't that for you? And he said, it's the odometer. That's the only answer you need, because I'm not sure dogs think about odometers a lot.
If she was born on 9/11, not that one. another
Really?
one. Yeah, a different one, 9/11.
Different the day 9/11,
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
the
so
the
if
event.
she made it to 9/11, and then it's a built-in memorial feeling.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be good.
she's cool. She's just feeble, and I didn't want to be away from her. I like to.
I know exactly.
Turn sideways. If I'm a first responder, and also, there when we put something down.
Yeah.
I could combine them. I could have got, if the injuries were worse, and everybody just like, well, I don't understand, but I think you want to die. And the Germans go, nine. Okay, you're next.
Yeah, there was like a minor fender bender and some guy came out shooting.
Some guy from the Rosetta Stone College swears they all begged him to put a bullet.
It's something about not getting a cheeseburger. He killed everybody.
He kept saying bonjour.
the wing, and then where did he go? He wingsuited
He
back.
wingsuited away. He took
He
3
opened his
steps.
arm and just
Holy
flew.
shit! I
He
just bring
took
the
3
wingsuit.
steps
I
and
bring the
fucking
wingsuit.
took off because he
It'll ha-
practiced for weeks and months.
What if
on
he just
little
hung out?
tiny
on a
hills,
step
and went off
ladder.
his roof, and he learned how to fucking launch himself, and he flew away.
What about a
A
wind?
legend.
A wind. I go out and I just saw him run into a sandstorm with a wingsuit on. What happened to him? Fuck.
It's a first
Nobody's
responder.
ever
He
gonna
run
know.
towards the danger.
I think he got blasted up to the Sierras, but some people say he went over that other the Panamint range.
Some
Yeah.
say he went right down into the ditch.
Yeah.
Other people say he caused that plane crash because he flew into a military pilot.
He flew into an engine like a fucking goose.
Some of his teeth were in the wreckage of the plane. They suspect
Say
it just
he
hit him in the
knew the
face really hard.
waitress.
It just knocked his teeth out.
Oh, fuck.
So I think I got a solid plan. I just need the cooperation from God and cancer. If they work together, those two tricky dicks. You can't get cancer without God going, yep, that one.
Yeah, approve.
Touch that one.
It's like McLean Stevenson and MASH signing all the
Mhm.
forms when
Yeah.
radar is just like initial here, initial
Yes,
here,
yeah.
sign here, initial here. That's God giving everyone cancer.
And then also his plane spun out.
Yep.
Those
Also,
survivors. So
Yep.
yeah, another
that guy
one.
fucked up twice. He left MASH and then he died.
Yeah. Bastard. That
Wait,
was
how did he die?
He died off camera. I mean, like
A
Kobe
plane- it
Bryant,
was
I think.
A plane crash, right?
Yeah, like Kobe Bryant, a helicopter, I think a helicopter or a plane.
Oh wait, you mean his character?
Yeah, the character.
Wait, I thought it was
Yeah.
in real life he died like that. How'd he die?
No,
in real
McLean
life?
Steve on the yeah, right. They were told, he left.
Yeah,
Radar
in
checked him, and
the
then he comes
show,
back.
he died in, yes, he died leaving the fucking,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a plane crash.
leaving.
In a plane crash. His plane went down. There were no survivors.
Oh, he didn't even die till 1996. I thought he died in like 1976 in real life. For real.
Man, yeah. Read a book, man. Do
Well, I
your
guess he was just
research.
dead. I guess his career was just dead for 20 years. 'Cause he
No,
did nothing.
I don't know what anything other than that role from him. I'm sure he was.
But the show he left for was Hello Larry.
Oh
And-
yeah,
All
and then
right.
he
It
also
did not do
Okay.
well.
So his
Oh, no.
exit on the final episode in 1974-75 season, in which Lieutenant Colonel Blake was discharged only to board a plane that was shot down over the Sea of Japan, killing everyone on board. A development added after scripts were distributed to the show's actors would display genuine emotion.
Right.
as Hawkeye Pierce.
After his departure from MASH, his acting career declined.
Yes. I thought he was
Bitch.
dead. I literally thought he died in a plane crash, like Jim Croce or some shit.
58
Or Leonard Skinner.
appearances on the Tonight Show.
He did sit in for Johnny a lot. Now that I think about it, I guess, of course, he didn't die. He did sit in for Johnny a lot in the 70s.
Fatal heart attack.
Oh, all right then.
There we go.
Well,
Yeah, that was a mistake. Leaving that show when he left that show, that was a mistake.
what about
I mean,
One of the best characters on that show.
Did
and
he leave the show for something?
He left the show because he wanted to be bigger. And he left the
Oh,
show
that's
after
what-
one. He did the same thing Chevy
I didn't
Chase
know
did.
that.
He left the show after one season. He did one season.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Shit.
I think. I guess I thought he died in 1976. So Chaille, you better check this.
I feel
but
like he was on there more
early.
than one season, but I just watched the reruns a bunch, and it seemed like it was.
But the first, like back in
That
the
was-
day, they used to do like 23 episodes in a season.
Yeah,
It was like a long ass season,
yeah,
a whole thing.
that was my favorite run of it with him, and then Trapper I liked way better than Honeycutt. I thought it was just
Right.
Honeycutt when he would get drunk and laugh. I just didn't buy it. Even as a kid, I was like, that guy doesn't seem that drunk. He's not shitting himself like my grandma or anything. So maybe I didn't
Yeah,
have the
maybe
best-
it's not fair to
yeah,
ask Mike Farrell playing BJ Honeycutt to have somebody call him out because, hey, only one star. This guy has not shit his pants once.
So
He's
he
not drinking
did,
cough syrup all day long.
during his third season, he was getting it says here chafed at having to play second fiddle to
Third
Hawkeye.
season.
during the third season. So was Wayne Rogers. They were both
Wow.
they had to play to Alan Alda's character. So they wrote him out in the third season.
That's how it worked, you stupid fucks.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, yeah, completely wrong. Guy.
Me?
No, I'm
Oh.
saying that's a completely wrong. Obviously, I'm wrong.
Happy
but
Days was not
That's
supposed
a
to be
completely
so
wrong
heavy.
take. Alan Alda's character of Hawkeye Pierce was the greatest television character of all time. We talked about
Right.
Gomez Adams.
It's
Hawkeye
like-
Pierce is the greatest
would've been-
single television character.
It would have been like Ralph Malph and Potsy quitting Happy Days because Fonzie was getting more.
Or
Right.
Richie.
Yeah,
Or Richie
that's
got
how
more
the show works.
more
Richie.
lines.
It's really, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's Richie.
Well, I thought Wayne Rogers was way cooler than that. And he kind of had some, didn't he? Oh no, it was just his character was on After MASH. I think he was played by Adam Cartwright, another asshole who left the show too early.
From
Played
Ponderosa,
Trapper. He was Trapper John
Trapper John MD.
Purnell Roberts, who was Adam.
Is that,
I think so. I smoke a lot of weed, but I'm pretty sure it was Adam Cartwright was,
it's funny that imagine being Wayne Rogers and you quit a show, you quit a tremendously successful show, and not only do you not get another part, but then someone else starts another show based on the character you played, and it's not even you. It's not even you doing it.
The dude that looks kind of like you.
Looks kind of like you, and you had to be older because they were in Korea in
Yeah.
the show. So in the Trapper John MD, it was now he's age progressed by 30 years, but that's got to be a double kick in the balls. Like, oh, I can't even get a spot
Yeah.
on the Love Boat.
Sure,
And-
like, it's probably like an agent going, man, we can get you into, you know what, man, that guy's getting all the snappy lines. We'll get you your own thing over here. You can be the star of this. And then, pilots don't get picked up or whatever. And then the fucking agent gets his ass fired down the road. And then it's too late see, there's Trapper John, right?
You're right. It is Parnell, whatever you said.
God damn, why do I remember? I can't even remember what I'm trying to say. I'm trying working on for weeks. It's because I fucking know who,
How would you have even known that Purnell Roberts was on Ponderosa? That's the more amazing part to me, actually.
He was the fucking cock blocking Little Joe brother for a minute.
Was he?
Yeah, he was Little
Oh
Joe.
no, he was the one who wore all black.
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
And
like,
that's why he wanted off of Bonanza, and he took off soon after the show.
Yeah, he did the Wayne
started.
Rogers on Bonanza.
Yeah. Oh wow, I never knew that.
Oh, it all connects up.
Gag, burn it.
Wow.
It all connects up. He left a successful show, and then he regretted it, and then
Purnell Rogers.
all of a
20
sudden,
years
out
later-
of the fucking blue, a new job presented itself in which he played the character who did the exact same thing on a show that he did.
Yep.
Right?
There were two spin-offs to MASH, and that one, and then after MASH, which was a stupid, like Klinger, and
Klinger and probably Radar.
No, it was Klinger
it wasn't.
it was Klinger and
Klinger.
Blake Potter.
yeah,
Klinger
and,
Potter.
and then I think it was just
I think
those-
they ran a hospital in
Joe
Toledo.
Morgan was his name? Something Morgan?
Harry Morgan. He was on Dragnet.
Yeah.
he was yeah.
Here's Parnell Roberts in Trapper John, and then earlier when he was wore all black.
And there was nothing in between.
One of the Cartwright brothers.
In between, there was just a couple of commercials or something. Chuck Wagon dog commercials.
Oh,
Remember those old Chuck Wagon commercials?
oh yeah.
Chuck Wagon would go hauling ass through the house and go right into the cupboard.
And
That
then,
was some good CGI shit back then.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh shit, that's real.
uh-huh.
That's a tiny little Chuck Wagon.
And in
Well,
reality,
I don't know that they trained a little horse.
I thought they did. I used to think that the band was in the radio. Like I was a little kid. I thought, oh, that happened.
We
Remember
had
those.
rats under our cabinets in the house.
You thought it was
Is that the
the
Chuck
rats
Wagon under
eating
there?
the dog?
Is that the Chuck Wagon?
The rat wagon.
Trying to play this. I don't know if it's gonna play.
Oh yeah.
So
It's
my
not
son
working.
went to see Goose tonight in Chicago.
Oh, the band. I was thinking
Goose.
they make a movie about the guy who died in the prequel to
Yes. Now it's a band, Andy. It's a band.
yeah.
And he just sent me a text that said Bert is here, and I'm like, Kreischer? And he said, yes, the Machine. So Bert Kreischer is at the Goose show in Chicago right now.
Oh
I don't know
man.
why that's information that should be on this podcast.
Well,
I mean, he's allowed, right?
Of course, he should. There's nothing bad meant. Everything positive can happen to you at a Goose show.
yeah,
Really?
I
maybe,
think. It's a
maybe,
good experience.
yeah, it'll be a good experience for him, and sure. Like, how could it
Yeah,
not?
it's all fun hippies who are like all on mushrooms and Molly, and they're all just dancing and they want to hug you, and he'll enjoy himself very much.
Will he wear his shirt?
He will
No.
not wear his shirt, but there will be other people without
Yeah,
shirts on, so he'll feel like he's part of a.
Oh, maybe that's the only
thing.
reason he goes there.
It might be. He might
He
even
goes
not even like
shirtless.
the music. He
might
might be just
not
like,
like
I'm just
it.
here to
He
enjoy
might not like
other.
it being around other shirtless guy. You know, it might be like he thinks it's like it's his identity and makes people laugh or whatever, and then he'll just be around a bunch of fat hippies, tripping and shit. Or like, don't give
No,
a fuck about
what
it.
if- what if
it's
he
weird
goes to
when
the
you're
Goose
not the
show?
center of attention for taking
Yeah.
off your shirt?
Yeah, what if he goes to the Goose show, he takes his shirt off, and everyone's like, eh.
Yeah,
It's like we got 3 Pat Benetars at Ridgemont.
right.
There's that guy, that guy,
Uh,
that guy's taking a shit on the ground. So
It's
work
not
on
about-
that. Work on yourself, machine.
Yeah, it's not about what you're wearing. It's about the circumference of your spin. You know.
Totally. Andy understands this as an ice skating dad.
Hmm.
A centripetal force.
Yeah, you want to be the center of your spin. You don't want to be all.
Absolutely.
Is
You gotta
that
tighten it
fucking-
up.
Did you
That's what
say
you
that
do.
right? Centripetal?
Centripetal. Centripetal is the
With
force
shrooms.
that tightens your spin.
Okay.
Centrifugal is the
Opposite
force
of
that makes it
centrifugal.
fucking
And
go
that's
like
with a
this.
small dose of mushrooms
Ah.
too. Your centripetal, like
Centripetal.
Sam Tripoli.
Look it up, homos.
Sam Tripoli is probably not as centered of a circumference of spinning. I think he spins in his head, so he doesn't even need to leave the ground.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Sam Tripoli.
Yeah,
He's a crazy person, but I love him.
Yeah, it's like a fun. He's like somebody who's fun to hear.
He's like a guy who likes wrestling, but
Mhm.
understands that wrestling's crazy, and he just likes wrestling. That's what all the conspiracy theories are. It's like wrestling.
I
Yeah.
bet Sam Tripoli would have a harder time being at a Goose concert. Right? Wouldn't he be nervous around all that hippie?
Well, he doesn't do drugs anymore, and he was
Oh,
always
yeah,
a
so,
cokehead,
oh man.
and he was the kind of cokehead who did coke out of hookers' assholes. Like
Ah.
that's not the kind of coke we've done. You know what I mean? Like Sam
Well,
went
it's-
another direction.
That's
with it.
you waste a lot of it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really going, a lot of it's going to her.
Oh yeah, it's
Going right in.
In the
Look,
most
I've been reading a
inefficient
lot
way.
of. It's not just centripetal force, you guys. I've been reading a lot of physics books, a lot of cosmology books, and it turns out the surface area of a black hole is
Hey.
it actually
A
emits
hooker can be
radiation.
any-
It actually emits radiation, which was mind blowing when they figured that out. But it also like once you cross the event horizon, all that cocaine is gone. It's never coming back out of there again. So
And not to mention, you're down there and you're taking the biggest, hardest pull you can
through your nose,
through your nose.
Sam.
It's
are you
everything's
doing?
wrong about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Sam
love-
used to host in LA and then also Vegas, the Dirty Show.
Yeah.
Sam was the first guy who did a show called the Dirty Show, where they did dirty comics and they had like hookers and strippers on, and like they did a whole thing. Like that dude has lived a life. It's like we do drugs to like hang out and laugh. Sam did drugs to fuck bitches and do whatever Motley
Test his
Crue
honker.
did. Yes.
I'm always open to that, but it never really breaks out around
It
me.
never happens.
I guess you gotta have a, I mean, the hookers don't show up out of the blue and for free.
Right.
That's
It ends
part of
up
it.
where we're at. A Korean family runs into a German on a motorcycle in the sand.
Yeah. I
Well,
didn't do drugs with
Sam
him.
has it's a little different for him now. I mean, he's got a family, and
Yeah, he's a sober
You
character.
mean his daughters, Ghost and Ninja?
is that what they're called?
Yes. As far as anyone he's told goes, he's named his daughters, his twin daughters, Ghost and Ninja.
That's probably, I mean, it's like, why do you have to tell people your real kid's name for a while?
As
Once
good
they
as
get to
any
school,
other.
you do, I guess.
It's as
I
good
mean-
as any other anyway.
Hmm. More unique.
Oh, there it is. Here we go. Is this them?
It is
right?
them. There it is. That's
Wow.
our buddy. I don't know if you guys out there know who Sam Tripoli is, but follow him and enjoy. Sam is one of the nicest guys. When I was in LA at the Comedy Store, so many people were assholes. Sam was never that. Sam was always inclusive, always inclusive. He couldn't stop bringing more. He wanted to bring more people in to what he was doing. And, he's also a crazy conspiracy theorist. So his mind is bouncing off of all of these things at once. But he was always the nicest person and the most helpful person to every comic you could see. That is exactly the energy that Sam Tripoli has.
Absolutely,
Imagine
100%.
that on cocaine.
Yeah.
Imagine that
Uh,
snorting
that-
cocaine
yeah.
out of a
Yeah,
hooker's
this is
ass
sober
face.
right here. This is
That-
sober.
This is
Yeah.
sober. That's a Troy Conrad picture from the Comedy Store. I guarantee you that's the Sunset Strip behind. That's
that tells you why he shouldn't do cocaine. If that's
absolutely.
for sure. Like, that he's the guy on Die Hard who was working the side deal with the right there.
Hey, Booby, I love you.
Yeah.
You got to come in, John. You got to come in. Don't tell him we're friends. Yeah, I love Sam Tripoli. And he was always so nice to all the younger comics. Like, he would take whoever on the road with him, always. Like, he always took someone on the road with him to let them meet the booker, let them play the gigs, let them do the thing. Like, this guy is legit. And I'm sad that he has landed on the Brian Callen Crystalia side of the whole
Oh, man.
breakdown.
Yeah.
But that bums me out. But I still love Sam.
Yeah. I'm the bro battle, I'm just sideline.
The reason that Sam is on that side is because he is such a loyal motherfucker.
Yeah, all those guys are
forever.
tight friends, and then
Right.
I know, like, well, I mean, if I had a friend who was like accused of that, it would be hard to go, oh, not Erickson, man. Let's use Rouse as an example, since Rouse is probably,
Well, with me, it wouldn't be like Dalia. With me, it would be elder abuse. Like,
yeah.
Erickson raped a 75-year-old lady. I don't believe.
No. They were
I don't believe
dating.
it.
They were dating since
They
she
were
was
just hanging out.
71.
They were just hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, you can only change an old lady's diaper so many times before it becomes a relationship.
Oh man! Oh my goodness!
We're bonded. Now we're bonded.
Nothing new here. Come on, I've seen it all. We might as well be dating.
And I'd be like, come on, you ever, these guys, they just like older gals.
Erickson's been on Blinder for
Hey, man,
years.
incontinence is
He
nature's
goes
food.
on there, man. It's just a thing he does.
There's
You know
that
how much-
video of me finding out that old chat can screenshot fucking videos. I'm like, no greater moment in television history exists to me that's better than Crystalia finding out Snapchat
that's
videos can be
hilarious.
screenshot. And
I saw
when you
that.
see his entire career melt from the top of his head down through his face, it's incredible.
If that was a scene in a show and that was an actor, you'd go, fucking, how did he do
Academy
that? And he
Award.
showed you he was guilty with his
Yes.
eye movement.
Yes. That's some My Left Foot shit.
Yeah, fucking A. And the thing is he's been in that character for a long time in Hollywood.
Turns out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's next level on shit with the cult and all. It's like, you know, he wants to be, you know, transcend comedy and be like, well, you know, Heaven's Gate or whatever, one of those, you know. Yeah, there it was
good luck.
with an eyebrow.
There it is. There it
eyebrow.
is. That's
Guilty.
the face right there.
Who the what?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh? Explain
Screenshot?
it again? Wait, I thought those erased in like 15 seconds. Well, no, you can screenshot them.
Oh,
Wait,
right.
what's a screenshot? You mean like?
That's just
like
that
what?
And then the
sound?
conversation around him goes on for like 2 minutes, and he just does this.
Hmm.
Just running everything through his head.
That was like a skill to develop before other people is screenshotting. Like I'm
Well-
just coming around to it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, people were doing that for, you know,
It's funny because the ultimate irony for him is that he is fucking banging 18-year-old girls, 17-year-old girls, and it ends up getting caught in an okay boomer sort of way. He didn't understand how the technology actually worked because he's too old to fucking know how the kids are actually using the technology that caught him raping fucking minors.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't get on the TikTok, but if I did, I wouldn't do it. You know, you wouldn't want to do anything indecent. I mean,
No,
I don't know how any of it
Snapchat
works.
was for that. The
Yeah.
original Snapchat wasn't even called Snapchat to begin with. It was so you could send dick pics to someone and they would erase. That was the whole
That's why it was developed. Are you sure?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Shaylee, Google that.
My
is exactly why it was developed.
My cousin works for Snapchat. I'm definitely going to be talking to him later about that.
That was the original idea, that you could
Probably.
send naked
All right.
pictures and then they would be erased. The whole idea was whatever you're sending is gone. But then even those people didn't understand that, well, everything you do send can be screenshotted immediately when you get it. And it kind of defeats the whole purpose. But
If you can see it on your screen or hear it through your speakers, you
It's
can
forever.
copy it.
It's
You can
forever.
copy it.
It's
So there's
forever.
nothing, I mean, and preserve it. So
Right.
don't think whether it's on your phone or on your computer. I've been doing it since fucking 95.
Wow. Shit, just imagine what Shaylee's got on his computer.
Imagine how many
Oh,
dick
Like the
pics.
Hunter Biden computer, a trove of information. Don't get subpoenaed.
Snapchat wasn't even originally called Snapchat.
It's called dick pics.
It was called dick pics.
with X's.
Remember when you had to do a
Yeah.
Polaroid of your penis?
DICKPIXXX.
No, DIXPIX. That way
Yeah,
everyone
that's
Dick
what I
pics.
was
on it.
thinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick
Oh, I
pics.
wasn't going plural on the
pics.
first one.
No, it's just pictures of this guy Dick.
Dick pics sounds like a I was
Dixie,
thinking of-
dude. The South will rise again. Dick's picks. DIX.
like a fort.
Yeah.
Unsolicited dick pics is where it's, you know, that's what's become the problem. Because there's like a lot of people were enjoying looking at each other's dicks or collecting dick photos, but then, you know, then people had to ruin it, you know.
Yeah.
It was a
Imagine
good-
if
it was a good laugh.
Imagine if, as a young child, you go up to the general store, the Ben Franklin, and you get a package of baseball cards, and you open them up, and you
Some
a
blackjack
Neil Murphy.
gum.
Oh, a Reggie Jackson. But then
Yeah.
later, when you were hanging out at home, a bunch of
Pete
unsolicited baseball
Pete
cards
Rose's
in your
penis.
house. Ah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just
need
go through.
a Bill Buckner.
Yeah, you're going through them, and then there's a Harry Bush, and it's like a Bill Buckner. Oh fuck, it's Bill Buckner.
So Andy, tell us, how did you get fooled?
How did I what?
It sounded like you had a story there.
Oh no, I was just thinking how, you know, I mean, it's like the Dalia, he's has groomed women online, you know, like do this, you know, like I could have stayed home as a kid and just you know, sent pictures and gotten them, you know, like I could have cut out the whole abuse thing and been the top dog, you know. Oh, your check didn't clear. I guess I won't be, the mushroom's not going to be peeking out from underneath the dirt. Keep it in code so nobody got in trouble or anything. Looks like the swimsuit area is closed for repairs. We'll be shutting down for a few months unless I get some sweatsuits in the mail. A new power dynamic. And then the payoff, you can get on their FaceTime and blow your load on the screen, come right on his face. You go, yeah, it's kids have the power now with the technology. There's really no reason for a kid to get outsmarted when it comes to computer, at least after they turn 6 or so.
Yeah.
Them toddlers.
Yeah, but I mean, with that, they're also subject to all the bullying.
Right.
So they have a certain power in some areas, but then it gets really bad in others. I don't know how I would be able to be a kid like growing up in elementary school or junior high today. It'd be
Just have to
brutal.
block everybody. And yeah, could you imagine, like, you just went to school with people and you didn't know, you didn't get feedback on how they really felt
instantly
about you.
for everyone else to see. It was a whisper.
I got a class reunion coming up next summer. I should just start collecting data and find
Can I
my
show you how to
list on
screen- how to-
Facebook for starters.
I can show you how to grab some screenshots,
Yeah.
Andy, so you can.
Yeah, they got some petty grievances on me, but shit, I could dig up on them.
Oh, those are misdemeanors, Hunter.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Are you going to return everyone's?
Those.
And you're going
These
to return
other
their
people in your class. Those are felons for sure.
And are you going to return their gym shorts at the reunion?
Oh, I know. I did that. I mean, we had to do that to get.
Oh, that's right. You had
reinstated
to stay out of trouble.
and to write an apology letter, which I'm sure it was all. I felt like I don't want to. I don't like the thought of the Saisla girls basketball team playing a game with no trunks. So I was thoughtless.
Was that the goal? That they would have to play without pants?
This is going to be so hot, guys.
Dude, I'm telling you,
everyone's going to get laid.
they're 9-0. They're not gonna
This is
throw
the
a game.
plot. This is the
I
plot
can
of
only speak
Porky's
for
4.
myself, but I suspect that others of my classmates, and I should ask a couple of my those guys show up. Did you guys have any inkling to sniff them out at all? Because I didn't. I took them because they just look like cool shorts. They look, our uniforms or whatever. Anyway, they just like.
Oh, yours was a crime of fashion.
It wasn't a sex crime. It wasn't like, it's like, these are the girls' shorts. Let's take them and sniff them out. That's what I would do now. Or, I mean, that's what I would.
I don't think you're helping yourself right now, Andy.
No,
Talking about how now you would sniff high school girls' shorts.
No,
I think you should stop talking. I don't think that whatever story, whatever point you're trying to make.
Let me clarify this. At that, if I could speak to my young boy self, my
then you can go back in time
and
to a time machine.
You're
go back and tell yourself
you're
to
busted.
sniff the shorts of the high school girls' shorts you stole.
You did the crime.
Kill baby Hitler.
And probably that's what maybe.
And then kill baby Hitler.
Yeah. in 9th grade, it would be like. That would have been a purpose to take them. Otherwise, we're like, are we genderizing ourselves to say that we want to wear women's shorts around? Or were we, doing the natural male thing and taking lady shorts to sniff on the ride home?
Back in
and they were athletic shorts too. So it wasn't just about.
No, back in the 80s, you were fine. What you were doing was a thing that was an extension of a story we'd heard from the 50s.
It was bonding.
About the panty raid. It was a panty raid that you did.
Well,
remember there was like a thing. Remember that Happy Days did a whole panty raid episode where they broke in and they took the girls' underwear. That's essentially what.
It wasn't a panty raid so they could sniff them out later.
Well, I don't know that.
I don't know what.
Not on Happy Days.
Yes, Happy Days did a panty raid.
But I mean, they're not sniffing them on Happy Days.
Not the Fawns, but like Chachi and Richie or Potsy.
No, it was Potsy and Ralph Malph. They were fucking sniffing. I mean, they sniffed them on camera, but
Ralph Malph would blow a load if he just touched the panties.
In a commercial, you couldn't smoke a cigarette or drink a beer. Like everyone understood from the context that that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Ralph Malvin Patsy stole panties, and the idea was, yes, we're going to steal these panties and we're going to
We'll
have a
wear
good
'em.
sniff when we get back to the house.
Yeah.
Or
Jerk
just
off
have 'em.
into him.
The
I
panties.
thought that's what was happening.
Well, I mean, like it's 16 candles when he held them up.
Right.
Yeah.
Glorious.
There's some kind of a trophy.
When Jenna Jameson left a pair on the floor of the man show and stepped out of them, I bagged them up, gave them a home. That doesn't make me a bad person.
That makes him like Dexter. Did you fucking take them?
Or a janitor. I mean, someone has to clean them up, right?
Yeah.
No, a
Well,
janitor
yeah,
just
they were
sweeps
down
them
there
up.
for-
Chaille, a janitor just sweeps them up into a dustpan.
Well, I
Andy
assume
bagged
Andy didn't
them.
use his hand.
He bagged them like a
I
fucking
did,
like
yeah.
a
you know.
Maybe he
detective on
bagged him
Law
like
and
a
Order.
dog turd.
Yeah, like
put it
picking up after your
Uh,
dog. Yeah, you wrap
exactly.
it, you wrap your hand around it, and then pull
Yeah,
it out like
and I
a
kept
pull a
meaning to
glove.
take it to the trash.
But it smells so damn good.
Yeah. See? See?
Yeah, and then eventually I sold them at my garage sale after Doug's show in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Uh,
And I wrote a note that they had been sniffed out. You know, as a warning, you know.
Oh, so they wouldn't be full potency?
If there was any aroma, would I be, you know, what kind of a fucking fool gets rid of a, you know, Mickey Mantle rookie card?
That
Well,
still
they
smells
do
like
when the
Mickey.
back corner is banter, so it's so basically
Hey, there's a lot of wear here on the elastic.
they
What,
were
you
in
got a
less-
story there? What's going on here?
less than mint condition.
This is one dog-eared set of panties.
They're yeah, they're probably in a museum now. But yeah, so I'm a pervert. It's possible.
I would, if I worked on a show and Jenna Jameson left her underwear on the stage floor of that show, I would also keep them. I don't think that makes you a pervert.
I
think
think
that's
that's just
just-
well.
Yes, I think, look, I have a child, I have a son. I would be like, here,
Pass them
son,
on someday.
I know I don't have money
Yeah.
to give you when I die, but you
I
don't
mean-
even know who Jenna Jameson is, but if you Google it, you will
Yeah,
be like,
Really,
oh,
guys,
yeah.
she probably left at least one pair of panties behind every night.
yeah.
It's not a buyer's market here.
I
I
wonder
mean,
if you can still get some Maryland Chambers with the scent to them. I wouldn't trust it. You know, they'd say, yeah, we still have vintage, you know, Maryland Manson or Maryland Chambers, not Manson. Whoa. Hey, man.
That's a different
Those-
auction altogether.
Those are all over too.
wait, was
Yeah.
it? Oh, wait, that was behind the green door.
Yeah.
Insatiable was, yeah, I saw
I
it.
was thinking of Deep Throat. I was like, maybe,
Yeah.
but that Maryland Chambers wasn't Deep Throat.
No, she kind of, well, I mean, Deep Throat seemed like, you know,
I'm just saying
Like
Deep Throat
comedy.
panties wouldn't be as big of a fucking
Yeah,
grab as, you know.
Maryland, that was my, you know, my break into the system. And I really didn't explore a lot of that era of the porn stars. But Maryland Chambers was a beauty in that
Maryland Chambers.
in
was hot.
them days, and I'm sure she lived that out. She had tiny little hands and feet. They're printed across from where you used to live. What's that porn theater across the street from Curson on Sunset? Is it?
Pussycat?
No, there's a,
Oh, what was it called?
Wait, on Curson.
well,
Oh,
it's
it's on Santa
across
Monica.
Santa
Yeah.
Monica. It's on
It's on
Santa
Santa
Monica.
Monica. It's next
But it's
to
a theater, and it's like they have the, you know,
Yeah, I
famous.
remember. It's now it's a you know, gay men's theater.
Yeah, I still go there. The popcorn is delicious, and it takes that cum taste out of your mouth.
There's something they're doing. I think
I'll
it's
take
they
3
don't
squirts
change.
of butter because this guy might have AIDS.
Are you a squirter?
What else?
And that's the street the Pride Parade is too, right?
Yes.
Might be the gayest street in California.
It's the gayest street in the world, but it's also the greatest street in the world. Anytime you can go live in West Hollywood, I suggest you do it.
Hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed my short little stints there on that street and Trader Joe's. That Trader Joe's is one of the great spots.
Oh
Just
man,
for, you know,
you could walk to the Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
walk.
if you want to see celebrities, fuck you. But if you want to see
I don't-
weird burnouts and eccentrics and fun people,
It probably fucked
goes.
me on some level that I went to LA way too late, but I didn't give a fuck about celebrities at all.
yeah.
So like my experience in LA was different in that
Oh.
I didn't care about it.
Yeah.
And
I
like
didn't-
having a Trader Joe's within walking distance of my apartment was absolutely incredible.
You're gonna talk about burying the lead. I went to a Hollywood party and there were celebrities there, and I didn't even mention them. But I smoked some Ricky Lake weed.
You smoked Ricky Lake's weed?
Yeah, she grows some pretty good herb.
Really? Oh, it's
Yeah.
her own weed.
Yeah, she grows it well, I won't disclose her location, but she's got, that coastal wind blowing,
Yeah, got it. Well, I did
man.
math with Sally Jesse Raphael. So
Oh man. Let's see, we can I'll dig deeper. No, I think that's about it.
I did cocaine off of Donahue's butthole.
see?
Sally Jesse Raphael was actually a dude.
No, you're telling me.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I know that.
But I think she's
Look
thinner.
at Jesse and Jesse.
I didn't know who. I didn't notice that. Like Ricky Lake was walked by me, and I didn't even like. Oh, he's Ricky Lake. Is that Ricky Lake? Is Ricky Lake? And Jeffrey Ross,
cool.
roast master, I guess is.
The roast master, Jeff
Yeah.
Ross.
Oh, of course, a bigger
You're right.
celebrity, Annie Letterman, was there for a minute.
Well, Annie Letterman is one of the best people. You talk about all these people, and who's funny, who's not funny. Annie Letterman is killing it. She's super funny. She's also one of the best people we know.
Mhm. She's-
Absolutely.
Yeah, she treats me like I'm a regular human.
It's weird.
It freaks me out.
Weird to be
Makes me
treated
think,
like a
Yeah.
what's your ulterior, when a beautiful woman is nice to me, I'm always like, okay, let me
She-
just, I'll do the sex or whatever.
She started
know you're
hitting
out
on Todd Walker, who was working next to me in the basement of the Comedy Store. We were running the podcast studio there, and Todd and I had the best time. Every day we would record podcasts all day long, and then at night the comedy show would start, and our job would kind of end. The podcast would end around 6 or 7, maybe 8, the latest, sometimes 9 at the latest. And we would have to hit the buttons to record and put it on their flash drive and give it to them when they left. That was it. And then by that point, Mitchell was there and the VIP bar was open, and Todd and I could just go to the back and grab a drink, and our night was done, and we could just hang out and drink for free all night long. And then Annie Letterman started hanging out because I didn't know why she was hanging out, but then of course I just didn't realize how cute and adorable Todd Walker is and what a prize he is. He's a trophy husband. And Annie Letterman came in as a cougar and plucked young nubile Todd Walker out from the basement of the Comedy Store and selected him. And when she was interested in him and he was telling me about it, I was like, that's funny. Like, what the fuck is going on? But 100% Annie chose Todd, and it's beautiful.
That's funny.
They're the best. Fucking love them.
Yeah, they're two of my favorite. Oh, and I got to go party, or not party. I got a drink with Sandro. We went to we're going to go to the Comedy Store, which was closed on Sunday.
Sandro also totally in love with Todd Walker. It goes across the board.
Yeah. I think if Annie, didn't take a shine to Todd Walker and he just came out to the party, I think we'd all been going, God damn, that guy is beautiful.
Whatever, Todd. Todd Walker is one of the fucking greatest guys, one of the best kids. It's weird. I met a kid who was my son's age who I just bonded with. He's really funny and really good at his job of editing film. And we were lucky to have him at the Comedy Store. And
our original editor here.
Our original editor.
Back when it was edited properly. You're right.
Yeah, Chaille, you're doing great. But Todd Walker did it for basically at the beginning for a fucking free drink from Carrie Mitchell at the bar upstairs when he was done doing it.
Oh, really?
It all started here. So fuck yeah. I love me some Todd Walker for life. That video from the first desert party that we put on Patreon of Panamint from way above, that was Todd Walker.
Oh, the drone shot.
Bringing a drone out and fucking filming a bunch of shit. He didn't have to do that. but he did it. It was great. What a cute little couple.
This
Look at
Very cool.
This is our makeup episode for dissing people last week. This is our good energy one.
Oh, the Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
I don't think that was bad energy last week.
No. Batman abides. Hey, we don't care if they love us or hate us, just so they stay in their.
Hey, I do have a heart out today, guys.
Nice.
I should have said it at the beginning, but we kind of hit the ground running. So
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I got a couple of episodes of The Righteous Gemstone loaded up and ready to go.
oh, are you watching that?
Yeah.
Like
New season's out?
Yep. Two
yeah,
new
so
drops.
you saw all of first
Yeah,
season.
I've seen it all. It's
Okay.
it's good. Yeah. It gets a, it's you can't miss with that. Who's the
It's John Goodman
John Goodman.
as the patriarch, and then it's Danny McBride.
Yeah,
and
McBride.
son.
it's
It's like dumb. It's like, Chad called Succession Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstone is Succession if it was a dumb gospel family.
yeah.
Oh,
And it's funny. It's funny and
It's Danny McBride and a girl whose name I can't remember, and then the youngest brother, the Roman, is Adam Devine from Workaholics.
oh yeah.
And they're all trying to take over the televangelist thing from John Goodman, who doesn't want to let it go. Great.
so that's my recommendation.
Good.
Wait, is Walter Goggins in that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
he
is.
Oh,
played
your
Uncle
favorite.
Baby Billy. One of the
Uncle
great
Baby
names.
Billy. He is so good in it.
He was a child. He was a part of a brother sister childhood gospel singers. And
Yes.
he's known as Uncle Baby Billy. That's
Uncle Baby Billy. He's
Well,
fantastic.
I keep seeing that come up on my feed because it's
Start at the beginning, Chaille.
yeah.
And just it's a half an hour. So it's
Yeah,
it's a half an hour comedy on HBO. So you can just, you don't have to invest that much. It's not a deep thinker, but it's so much fun.
Oh, well, you read the room right. That's exactly what I like.
yeah.
Yeah, you can make it awake. You
Short
can stay
attention
awake
span.
through the whole episode, Chaille. I promise.
All right.
Yeah, they kind of did a spoof.
I got
go ahead, Chet.
you still got going, Andy?
Nope.
I have I don't know if I mentioned this before. There's a book. I've listened to it again recently because I know they're making a movie out of it coming out on Tubi. It's called The Thicket by a guy called Joe R. Lansdale. And the movie is going to star Peter Dinklage. And it is coming out, I believe, in October. But the book is so much fun. And I didn't realize until recently, I listened to another book called Edge of Dark Water by the same author, that how many fantastic stories this guy has. I just pulled up his name on Audible and put in included in your membership, and there's 3 that I don't even have to pay for.
Nice.
So he's
What's his name again? Lansdale?
Lansdale, Joe R. Lansdale.
All right.
And just violent, almost reminiscent to me of the late Cormac McCarthy, dare I say. But not really, but
no one can do Blood Meridian.
It's hard to compare writers, you know
right.
what I mean? But I mean, this guy, the stories are really kind of carry you along well, and they're good and violent.
All right.
So like what's James Hetfield gonna do?
James Hetfield.
I don't know the casting other than
Juliette Lewis,
midget.
James Hetfield, and
James Hetfield from Metallica? That's
yes.
James Hetfield. That's not James Hetfield from Metallica.
that's him right there, dude.
Yeah,
It is?
So let me think. Okay, who would he be then?
not the
Wait,
midget.
Chaille, stay where you are.
Metallica-
He's not the midget. Does that ring a bell?
Metallica's James Hetfield to star alongside Peter Dinklage and Juliette Lewis in The Thicket.
That does not look like James Hetfield to me.
It totally looks like him.
No,
Who
it
the
doesn't.
hell would he be?
Narrator.
'Cause there's a black dude and a hog,
Enter light.
and there's like a
Exit.
17-year-old kid. She's got to be the hooker.
She's been kidnapped by a violent killer played by Lewis and her gang.
Oh, she's the
The
killer?
story centers
Oh.
on a young man who enlists the help of a bounty hunter, Dinklage, to rescue his sister, who has been kidnapped by a violent killer played by Lewis and her gang.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
they
look, I feel like
switched
Cat's
they
got something
switched
to
the
do
bad
now.
guy to a chick. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's
looking
gonna make
for-
them raping his sister weird, I guess.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, that's what they do when they kidnap your sister.
Why kidnap a daughter if you're not going to rape her?
Yeah.
His role in Thicket, Hetfield's role in the Thicket has not yet been specified.
Huh.
Is there a concert scene at the Fabulous Forum?
He plays the stepdad that goes down in a submarine, and then Peter Dinklage goes to the Blink 182 concert anyway.
He had tickets.
Yeah, take it.
Very
Well,
fun.
I watched last night Avatar: The Way of Water.
How'd you like it?
Well, I watched about 40 minutes of it.
Ah.
I'm like, there's still 2 hours and 26 fucking minutes left, man. So then I shut it down for the night. And then yesterday, so I said, yeah, I'll just watch it during the day. I am just amazed at what fucking computers can do. I've been working in computers since 92. I fucking cannot believe what the fuck is on the screen. It is fucking amazing. For that, I mean, I thought the story was a little wishy-washy, but there's some death, and they weren't afraid to throw it around, and I like that. But the fucking the effects and what they put on the screen was fucking phenomenal.
The greatest movie I've ever seen in my life was Avatar with Carrie Mitchell.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
both tripping on mushrooms so hard. We timed it perfectly. We ate our mushrooms right before we, like 10 minutes before we went in. We got through the ticket buying process. We got some snacks and popcorn and drinks, and we sat down and we giggled through all of the fucking previews. And then the movie started, and we were like, following the plot doesn't make any
Yeah.
difference at all. But then, like, they went down to the planet, and it was like a black light poster planet. Like they
Yes.
like rushed through the
Like you were stuck in the
urn.
back of Spencer's
like-
Gifts.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. We were fucking, like, the two of us were like holding each other and giggling in the front of the theater and just having the time of our fucking lives. No idea what the movie was about.
Yeah.
At one point, Giovanni Ribisi starts talking about the mineral they're mining on Avatar. The whole point is that they're
So
mining,
stupid.
and the mineral they're mining from the natives is called unobtainium. And I probably told this story on here before. When they originally said when, like, Giovanni Ribisi said unobtainium, I thought he was joking. I thought he was making a joke, like, hey, we're trying to get it, and it's unobtainium. Like, you guys get it?
Yeah, like he's shortcutting.
He's making a joke. I thought
Yeah.
the character was making a joke, calling it unobtainium. And then they kept calling it unobtainium. And then every time they would call it, I would hit Mitchell, like, again, unobtainium. It's a whole thing. Wrote it into the script. They made it the thing. It's called.
It's like a joke that kept going. Like no
Yeah.
one said that's dumb.
I didn't know if I was really experiencing that, like if that was really in the script, like as
'Cause
the
you were high,
real thing. But that's how my whole mushroom trip went, along with all of the shit. And we fucking walked out of there. I've never been happier leaving a movie than I was. That was by
Wow.
far the greatest movie experience I've ever had. Eat a
Yeah.
lot. Don't do it like Chaille. Watch 30 minutes and then watch it
Wow.
again the next day. Eat a bunch of mushrooms and
I
watch
should have, yes, I
Avatar:
should
Way
have
of
had the
Water
mushrooms.
on a big giant screen. Get
Yeah.
a thing of popcorn and
I still liked it though, dude.
Yeah.
it's
I
not,
might get once I get I'll get back in the room and the big TV.
Yeah.
Watch it over a course of time like Chaille. because I it's like the story and all that shit, but with the right screen and stuff, it's cool.
With
to
this,
look
yeah,
at.
I will watch it again on
And
mushrooms.
they're all
for
topless.
sure.
The blues. So there's that. But it's like it's just one of those you leave the room and come back on movies for me.
Andy, are you worried about somebody dying
Yeah.
at the bottom of the ocean because they tried to recreate James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water?
No, but I mean, it's just those people are still out there, right? Down there.
All right. I think that's it. I've watched nothing. I come home from work and
You got your new job.
I got a new job. Still working for
Position.
still working for the evil empire, but
You're George Jetson making future trucks. I don't know that he did, but
yes, that's what he made. Future trucks, that's Spacely Sprockets. I don't watch any. I come home and I have dinner and I make a drink and then I go to bed. So that was it. We love you guys. Thanks for
The
being
Way of
here.
Work. Brett Erickson, The Way of Work.
The Way of Work. Watch it on mushrooms.
Watch it on mushrooms.
If you could come back to the back east side of the Tesla Gigafactory in Texas and come to the new Cybertruck receiving dock where originally they gave me a folding chair and a table.
What?
And no fucking fan, no comfy, nothing. And basically the internet doesn't even work. Like I have already
You got a
built.
folding chair?
Oh man.
Wow. Andy had to go
Watch
into
it on mushrooms. Watch it on mushrooms. That's the only way to enjoy it. It's not as good as it sounds. I've been given a whole bag full of unobtainium. I love you guys. Thanks for being out there. If you are not part of our Patreon, please join our Patreon, issueswithandy.com or patreon.com, issueswithandy. $5 a month is all it is. It's, and look, we're going to buy wingsuits for
Made it this
everybody.
far. Come on.
You know how much wingsuits
We're
are.
doing this. We're doing the testing of the wingsuits for you.
Yeah.
We're not buying that $30 wingsuit Chaille showed. We're buying
I
the
might.
$1,800 wingsuit. We're going to launch ourselves
If
off.
my
into
death
space.
planning has helped you in any way with your future
That's it.
goals,
Join
up.
us, please,
Hey.
please. And if not, and you're just on YouTube, we also love you. Thank you. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend. And if you do that, we can keep doing this every week, and we'll do it again next week. So thanks for being out there. We'll see you next time.